Hey, fellow crafters, ready to journey back to the dangerous and mysterious jungles of Cholt? I'm going to continue my jungle series by making these weeping jungle trees. These are so cool. I can't wait to show you guys. Also, I use my new glue gun on these trees, which really help with the construction. This is my SureBonder glue gun, ultra glue gun. And if you're interested in this baby, check out my link below. It shows all the awesome features on this. And if you're a crafter, you need to have this gun. This gun is fantastic. So let's hit the table, and I'll show you how I made these cool weeping trees. Also, in a new initiative that I'm doing recycling materials, upcrafting. I'm calling it right, and that's part of this video too. There's gonna be some upcrafting in this video, so keep a lookout for that. Okay, let's hit our table and work on these cool weeping jungle trees. Hey crafters, so I picked up these 2.5-inch wide discs at the craft store, and I thought this would be a great base, this wooden disc here, but you could really use anything for this project. Also, you're going to want to check out DM Scotty's favorite tabletop trees. It's the DM's Craft number 164, and there's a link above here, and that'll show you the basic construction of this tree. I'm just going to start from that point in this video, so you want to check that out first. So here we start the assembly, and I'm using my new glue gun, my SureBonder here. And here we go, we'll just glue that to the base, and that gives it some nice weight to this tree. Cool. Push that in a little bit. And now we're going to kind of blend that. So go along the seam and just use the hot glue gun to blend that. That's what I really like about the hot glue gun nozzle, the bare nozzle. You can't do this with a covered nozzle, so you want to get the metal nozzle, right? So I'm going to drag up the hot glue and kind of blend it together. It's also giving it texture and kind of plasticizing this, right? So now I'll glue it to the base. Nice round base there, nice stability. And I'll make sure it's solidly glued on there. So just go around and kind of pull up so it kind of blends into the base, right? And this is the real trick to this craft. I'm going to use these popcorn peanuts to do a really interesting technique on this tree. So really cool, and these are so easy to find, and they're just trash, so we can use these for our craft. This is where the fun comes in. We start using these peanuts to build an interesting structure on the tree, right? So here we go. Got my glue gun, and I'll start making trails of hot glue up the side of the tree, and then I'll just kind of stack those peanuts on top of each other, right? And make kind of like trails that like curve around the tree, right? And then I want to have trails that kind of butt into each other. So let's kind of build those up, and you want to imagine where the trail will go. And they kind of crisscross across the tree and make their way to the top. So really cool. Now they're still kind of fragile. So here's what we need to do. I put my hot glue gun on the low setting, which is great about this hot glue, the SureBonder hot glue gun. And I'm going to drag the hot glue in the crevices and covering and over the peanuts, covering them. So this will give do several things. Give nice texture and almost like plasticize these peanuts so they're not so delicate, right? And we'll do the whole tree here. And also I'm going to do the base, and I'll just build up some hot glue on the base so it just doesn't look like a flat ground. I want to make it look like a dirty, mound, a mound of dirt. So that's easy to do with the hot glue gun and that small nozzle there. Here we are, crafters. I really like how this came out, and the thing is basically plasticized, right, with our hot glue. So really cool look on this. Let's move on to the branches. Okay, so I'm going to use some chopsticks, and I'm going to cut them just with a wire cutter here, and just break them off. Trim that little excess off of there. There we go. And now I want to kind of bend them some more, so I'll do the same thing, except I won't break them totally. I'll just kind of snap them and give them different kind of shapes, right? That one's loose, but I can fix that with the glue gun. So I'm going to reinforce the joints here with my glue gun. Start with that one. And just kind of drag it over the joint there. Make it solid again. And super easy with this metal glue gun nozzle here. And I'll just drag the glue over the chopsticks themselves to give it like a lot of nice texture, as well as reinforce it. There we go, got all these done. And here's my tree here. So now I need to attach these to the tree, and I was kind of thinking, with this weeping tree, I kind of want to have 4 branches, make it an unusual tree. You don't have to make the trees look like earth trees, right? This is a fantasy world. You can do whatever you want. You can make your own happy little trees, right? So I'll just take the branch, and I'm going to I use that screwdriver just to punch a hole in that, and now I'll just glue that in with my hot glue gun. So easy with that little teeny nozzle there. And what I really like about this nozzle, look at that, I can really get in that tight space there and blend it into the tree. So just perfect, perfect. And this is going to be so cool. Can't wait to finish these. They're going to look so great at the table. So just blend that in and reinforce it, and we'll move to the next step. So here you can see the configuration of the branches that I did, but I'm going to add some construction sand to the base, right? It's just for some texture. So I'll just add some white glue and around on that base there, and just pour it on there and let it sit. I like to use these cat litter boxes to catch the excess. After the base dries, I'm going to add some stones. I'll just hot glue those right on there. So just some, you can use these stones out of the yard or fish tank stones or anything else you can find. Now I also like to add moss to this, and I like to use pencil shavings, right? And I'm kind of like the work fairy that goes around emptying the pencil sharpeners at work, and like people probably wonder, where did all the pencils, who did this nice work for us? Well, not only do you do a good deed for your friends, you get all these pencil shavings, right? So I'm going to use these for the moss, and you can see I've just soak them in white glue, 50% water, 50% white glue, and then just apply them by hand to areas, throughout the piece. After everything is dried, I like to hit it with a cheap black spray paint. Then I hit it with a craft paint burnt umber to give it an even brown color. After that dries, I'm going to hit it with a driftwood with a sponge, right? And that, you can see that really brings out the texture in this tree, really super nice. And with the moss, I'm going to hit it with a bright green because this is like a jungle terrain, so I really want that moss to pop, right? Next thing I did was just use a light brown to kind of paint the dirt on the base. And after that, I painted the rocks with a gray and a light gray. You can actually take the light gray and kind of dry brush the tree a little bit. It'll give a little bit of a highlight, nice gray highlight on the tree. Next on the project is a weeping foliage, and I found this garland, 40 bucks, a little pricey, but this foliage is so great, and it was just going to be so perfect for this project, which, you can use a half-price coupon when you go to the craft store for this stuff, so not too bad. I picked this up at Hobby Lobby, and I just really like the look of this. Hey crafters, ta-da! Here is the size of this garland, right? It is huge, and this is more than I'm probably ever going to need, but I can use it for all the trees I want, and I can use it for like vines and that kind of stuff. It's great for like creeper vines and that kind of stuff. So it's a little bit to pay for this, but I just really love this foliage on here, and I wanted that look for the tree, so I did the half price coupon and all that stuff, and you can do that. So yeah, there we go. It is what it is. You could use much cheaper foliage you can find even at the dollar store, but I just really like this stuff and I wanted to use it. So I wanted to show you guys how enormous this thing was, and it was a little pricey, but yeah, I'm gonna have this forever and use it for crafts. So here I pulled some off the wreath, and these are so great. I love these. All right, now let's put some on our tree, okay? So we got our branches here, and I'm going to put them drooping from the end of the branch, and I'm going to use my new hot glue gun. And what I really like is the low temp, because the high temp can really melt this plastic stuff, so you have to be careful. And I'll just hold that until it dries, and that's solid now. Got a good bond. So now I'll just kind of blend it in, and that'll really secure this bond and make it look like it blends into the tree, right? So just blend it until you're happy and then that it's secure. Here we go. I'll have all four nicely secured on here, and just paint those up to match the branches. And if you need to, if they're a little long, you can always trim them with scissors. And here we go. Now let's hit our table and see what these look like in the jungle. Here's our jungle setup, and you can see Roderick and Hilga down here by the tree to see for the scale. Look how big those trees are. So really nice, really nice. This is my biggest one. And just, I love the texture, very solid with the glue applied. And I love that technique of having the box peanuts wrapping around the tree. Just a really unique look. And like I said, these trees this isn't earth, so these trees don't have to exactly look like earth trees or whatever. I like kind of the four branches coming off there, off the central trunk. Just some great look, and they're very sturdy with the bases. And here's a smaller one there. And just that texture and the coloring and the pencil shaving, just everything just comes together to really give a unique appearance to these jungle trees. So I really hope you guys like this project with the weeping jungle trees, and I'll see you next time on the craft. Hey fellow tabletop crafters, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give me a like. Also subscribe if you're not subscribed, and check out my Patreon if you want to help out the craft. Also check out these other jungle videos if you're doing stuff for Chol. These are perfect videos to go along with this series. So I'm going to do more in this series, so keep an eye out for them. They'll be coming at you soon. You guys take care. Go forth and craft.